please share your biggest life lesson with me?
My biggest life lesson. Okay, first of all, my life lessons change. So I'll have like a life lesson now, and then I will. So I'll know something now, and then it keeps changing depending on what's going on in my life at the time. But right now, my biggest life lesson, I will have to say, it is balance. My biggest life lesson is balance. I know that too much of something makes my heart not feel okay. That if I'm doing the same thing every single day, then my heart is not going to be happy. And I need something new. And part of the things that I need to be in spaces where people don't expect things from me, where I can just be. Yeah. So, and also dreaming big. This biggest life lesson, dreaming big, and also knowing that doesn't matter where I go, I carry God inside of me, so I'll be okay. Yeah.
Okay. So what's your biggest dream at the moment?
My biggest dream is to have a talk show. Let's have a talk show. Because
Why?
Because it's what I've wanted since I was 14. And it's important for me to get the talk show because I think everyone who's known me, it will inspire them to dream as well. Because I mean, if it can happen for me, then it can happen for anybody else. And secondly, I want people to come on the show and for people to feel this is a platform to share their story. Because if people share their story and other people hear them, we are all inspired by someone's story. And I want a talk show that allows people that chance for tell your story and inspire the next person. And then you come in, show us what you can do, so that the next person can sit at home and go, wait a minute, maybe I can do it too. You don't have to be rich and famous in order to do it, although we'd love to be rich and famous. Come on, Jesus! But I mean, you don't have to be rich and famous to do it.
Okay. Tell me, are you working on a second book?
Yes, I am.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and what inspired the second book?
You know what? The second book is the first book for me was for myself, really. It was for me to say, you know what, I am a writer, I can write. So the second book is now that I can write, let me tell stories that matter. So the second book is not my story. It's all different women's stories that I'm putting together. And the aim of it is to tell an African woman's story, black, white, Indian, colored, an African woman's story, to see if are women really the same at the core? Are we different? And what is it that makes us different? What is it that makes our stories different? And the idea is so that any other woman who ever picks the book up and any other man who ever picks the book up, I'm hoping that they get to see themselves in the story, number one. And secondly, they get to see the power of resilience, man. What the human spirit is capable of coming back from. That the human spirit can go through this, but it can bounce back, and come back alive. Yeah.
Wow, okay. And another thing, what inspires you to wear red lipstick?
I don't know. When I was little, I was a blue stocking. So that means I didn't want to do anything wrong. And I always thought bad women wore red lipstick. So I never wanted to, put makeup and so on because only bad women did. And one day I was in church and a woman stood up and she was speaking. It was decent, and she was saying decent things and she had on this red lipstick. And I was like, who said bad women wore red lipstick? So I decided it makes me, and it's true, I feel more confident when I have the lipstick on. It's weird because I know it stands out and I know it's out there and it's strong and it's powerful, and it reminds me that I define the lipstick and not the other way around. Yeah.
Sure. That's nice. Okay, with your first book,
Okay.
when whomever reads that book, what is it that you want to
pass on the
Yes.
message? With my first book, I want people to see that life isn't that bad, and that how every moment and how nature and all that life is working together to help us tell a story. That there's so many lessons from the small things that happen in our life, how really my goal was to share inspiring moments, was obviously somebody to be inspired to be wow, that was inspiring. And secondly, to say there are small little inspirational moments that you can just get from your everyday life. And then most importantly, to tell my grandmother's story. It was important for me that I say, listen, I think for myself, I wrote that story for myself, so that I know that my grandmother is a bomb, you know.